Hey guys, it's Rachel. In this tutorial, I want to show you how to do a soft pastel or charcoal portrait using the Color Therapy app. This tutorial is a great way to learn and practice your skills with the soft pastel tool. This is a great way to create a striking portrait using different tools. So we're going to start off by doing big swaths of color with black over the face. So let's go to the soft pastel tool. So I'll do size 100 and opacity at 40. So I'm going to add shadows to the big elements. So this side of the nose, going underneath this eyebrow, I'm doing layers, and just cheekbone area, and the lips. You can turn coloring inside the lines mode on to the lips. And I'm just kind of adding some quick shadows there. I'm gonna add a shadow underneath the other eyebrow, kind of underneath the eyes there, around the nose, and just kind of around the other eye, below the chin. Just adding in some more softer shadows, kind of adding structure to the face. If it helps, you can look at a reference just to see where shadows and highlights would go, but I'm just doing this very, very loosely. Okay, so we just want to lower it down to size 20 now. Just continue adding large swaths of color very roughly and loosely around the face, just adding structure. Now let's do a size 35 and opacity at 50. Just starting to add in a little more detail lines now. So I'm following those suggested lines on the template around the nose, just darkening the sides of the nose and then around the eyes. You can do coloring inside the lines mode, set to on, and just highlight and shadow around the eyes. I'm gonna make the top lid a little bit darker. I'm gonna make those eyebrows really dark. I'm going to shade also the corner of the eyeshadow, the outer corners. Just doing the same thing on the other side too. So for the nose, you want to just kind of follow the lines, and then you want to make sort of a circle in the middle of the nose. And you're just doing like very loose gestural movements, adding in more shadows to the bottom lips and the top lip. You can add a shadow underneath the bottom lip too, and around the chin. Now you can also switch over to white using those same settings. So we're doing additive and subtractive coloring. Now with white, you can highlight other smaller areas. So for example, maybe I'll add white to the sort of the inner top lid, and maybe just kind of around the bottom eye right there. Just lightening up. If you got any areas that were too dark, you can go back and lighten them up a little bit and just like soften the darker lines as needed. So really you're just working in a lot of layers, going back and forth. I'm gonna raise the opacity to 75. I'm just adding in some brighter highlights to the lips, and then I'm gonna lower the size down to 10%. Just adding in more highlights. Around the nose, I'm kind of just tracing a little line right there. And with the black, I'm just gonna make it really dark right where the nostril is. And I'm also gonna make it really, really dark in between the lips. So you also just want to decide where you want to have your emphasis. So I want to emphasize the eyes. So first I want to just add in some dark black shaded area just for some texture. And just kind of shade around it a little bit. In the basic palette, I want to use this nice turquoise color, the second color on the second row. And I'm just highlighting the iris, just adding some color around it. Then let's lower the size down to 1 and opacity at 100. And then going back to black, let's shade around the inside edge of that iris, really just making it nice and dark. And also around the pupil. Also, let's add in some detail lines with a pencil tool. So size 1, opacity 100, and I'm just adding in little lines, just like how the template has it. And then let's add some highlights in with white. I'm gonna use the airbrush tool for those highlights. Do coloring inside the lines mode, set to off. I'm doing size 1 and opacity at 45. Just adding in one really bright circular highlight at the top, and then another one below that. And maybe like a really small one too, kind of next to that. And then going back with the soft pastel tool, again with your smallest size, you can add in those eyelashes. So really just go back and forth between adding layers, adding and subtracting the highlights and shadows with black and white. Now, I don't recommend using the smear tool. I would really just keep to using the soft pastel tool, working with black and white. You can also try applying the drawing paper effect, which looks really cool. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe to the Color Therapy YouTube channel so you don't miss any new tutorial videos. Thanks for watching our tutorial. You can get the Color Therapy app for free on the App Store.